right, checking one, two, checking. Just gotta get the microphone up there. All right, we're good. Hey, long time no seen, guys. Long time no seen. I hope everyone is doing great out here. You know what I'm saying? Today's topic, I'm gonna talk about racism and why I believe racism truly does not exist. Right? So I've been away for a while. I've been. Hold on. Let me adjust my camera. If you haven't noticed, I've rearranged my room a bit. So, oh, oh shoot. Okay, that's good. That's good enough. That's good enough. I rearranged the room, so I had put everything used to be over there. Now everything's over here. So I'm gonna be in this corner over here. This is my brother's setup. But my brother is currently injured, so that's why he hasn't moved everything. So hopefully by the end of the month, we should have everything cleaned out and sorted out. But overall, the setup looks really, really nice. But I wanted to come back here for two things. Number one, I wanted to be committed to making a video once a day, every day if I can. Number two, I want to bring up some very interesting topics that we can all discuss together. And my first topic is racism. I didn't script this out. I'm just gonna ball it out of my mind and just see where this goes from there. All right. I believe that racism truly does not exist because the idea is that we as a whole does not have any true enemies. Think about it for a second, right? Think about it. Our skin color does not define who we are. Our skin color is there to serve one important purpose: the sunlight. You know what I'm saying? The darker the skin, darker the skins, it blocks out UV rays, right? It blocks out UV ray, give you that melatonin that you need. And without that, it will be hard for us to, reproduce. The likelihood of someone to be able to reproduce would be near to none. But when you go into when you go past that, we go past the into the northern hemisphere, maybe like somewhere like in Canada, maybe like somewhere like in USA, maybe, or somewhere less far more colder. There's barely a lot of sunlight over there, right? So to make up for that, you have lighter skin, which we absorb but you're most likely to be able to catch diseases and have weaker bones and that kind of stuff. Genetics is a very, very interesting concept, right? I've been reading a lot of books about the human genetics, but I've also been reading a lot of fiction books, a lot of comic books and stuff too, to be able to reduce my time on the phone. Now, being off grid for a while taught me a lot of things about what it means to just take back control of my life and everyone around me. But going back to racism and why I believe racism is a myth, why I believe racism is a scam, is because racism itself was not made naturally. Think about it. Thousands of years, our ancestors live well together, harmony and peace. We all originated in the continent of Africa, right? All originated, but at some point in time, we all migrate, we reproduce, we mingle with different races. That's just how humans are. We're humans. It's like there's no rule that says that, oh no, you could marry this person or this, that. If you're really just bringing up the topic of the color of your skin, son, or then you got some bigger issues to worry about. Because if you really think about it, the real enemy here is not about the color of our skin. It's about the rich and the poor. It's always been this way. This is a forever war that I often believe as well. I often believe that racism is eternal, that cannot be broken. But yes, it can. Why? Because of one thing, right? Because of one thing important. If you give your own kind, or at least your own kind based on your color of skin, everything that what you have, and believe that they're in the same tier of rank, then you could give them an idea that can go on for generations to generations, that say, hey, we're the superior race, or hey, we're this and that. But in reality, it's not the case. If you've been sleeping on a rock, if you have been in the economy affects everybody. Doesn't matter if you're in the low class, middle class, or upper middle class. Unless you're like in a high class, or like you're really rich, it ain't gonna bother you because you're already making money. You know what I'm saying? You're already there. It's always the common problem is that people are not getting enough pay, and people will have counter arguments is that, oh, you're just not working hard enough. Oh, you're just not saving. Oh, you're just not managing. Now, before anyone comes into the comment section and start bringing up that concept, yes, I work at a job. Yes, I'm in school, and yes, I do manage my money, right? But that's not the point. The point is that when we have given everything to everyone else and stripped away the thing that naturally was given for free, you feel like you have some form of superiority, which puts you in the same smooth brain category as another retard that believes that they're all basically just a hive mind trying to be able to collect on things. You know what I'm saying? It's like punching a punching bag, for example, right? You have a punching bag that's made of sand, and you have a punching bag that's made of that's filled with rice, for example, right? Which one's gonna be more effective? The one with sand or the one with rice? The answer is neither. They're just there to basically serve the same purpose. Harden your skin. You harden your skin and you punch. You give a punch. You give a punch. I'm trying my best. I almost punched my camera. Jeez. Jeez, what's wrong with me? Almost knocked the camera out. Poor thing. Right? And that's the bottom line. To me, I never understood why people could be so stupidly disrespectful and stupid to one another from the color of your skin. It's crazy to me. We live in the same world, breathe the same air, drink the same water, wear the same kind of clothes. The only difference is it's just that our skin color does the most important thing. UV ray. It either blocks off UV ray or it absorbs UV ray, depending on where you live. Depending on where you live. The idea of segregation, superiority, Jim Crow, the idea of affecting someone's ability to not have basic needs, that's something that is for free. I often find that to be stupid, because it's like, why the hell are we stripping away everything for everybody? You're believing in something that does not exist. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, these group of people is doing this on the street. You don't even know the context of the situation. You don't even know the person. So how do you know what's going on? You, and also, for the people that relies heavily on the news, buddy, I'm gonna hold your hand for a second, right? I'm gonna hold your hand. Listen to me when I say this. The news has been lying to you as long as you've been alive. I'm sorry to break it to you, but no news channel will ever be unbiased. Why? Because why? They're owned by some corporation and they're told to just look pretty on camera, follow the script, and just say and keep you distracted. You ever heard the concept of the dead cat theory? I'll give you an example. You're in a board meeting, you're having a very important meeting, very important discussion, right? Someone comes in, slams a dead cat on the table. You're like, whoa, you're shocked and you're confused. All your attention now is on that dead cat. What was now important for you to say something, or what was the topic itself completely shifted, a whole 180. It's no longer about what we were discussing about. It's about, hey, why is there a dead cat on the table? That's essentially what news is. That's essentially what news on TV, like CNN, Fox, like CBS, maybe BBC. I can't think of every single news channel, and I'm only just seeing this from a local to a semi-international. Anywhere outside of that, I'm not too familiar with that, but maybe there's probably something in there. Let me know. When when they advertise, when they talk about something like, oh, the the peanut, oh, someone died from a peanut. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's on your smartphone. Like, you go on social media, you scroll on your news feed, or everyone keeps talking about it. Eventually, it's gonna get to you, and you're gonna talk about it. You're gonna say something about it. That is what they want you to do. They want to keep you distracted. They want to keep you out of line. They want to keep you fighting each other for something that is never gained. What's the whole point of discriminating against another group of people, and you get zero value out of that? Like imagine beating up somebody just because you didn't like them. If you didn't like them, that is a literal hate crime. You just did not like that person. But there's no physical means to basically beat them to the point of death. It's pretty pathetic in my eyes. I myself never liked the idea of why racism was such a very, very big thing. It's pretty pathetic in my opinion. It's like, if you gotta be this kind of person that cares so much about low blowing other people to the point where you have to basically marry your own cousin, dude, you need to chill out. Like, you just need to chill the fuck out. Like, it's pretty pathetic in that standard. It's like, why can't everyone could just come together, live in harmony, and work together to solve this one problem that is right in our faces? I know there's gonna be someone in the comment section who's gonna say, "Oh no, we're all talk, but there's no action." I mean, if I talk about it long enough, eventually there will be action, and there could be a way to handle it without causing a fit or trying to cause an anarchy or even Gotham City in its prime. Shoot. Oh man, that's crazy. But there are ways we can solve this problem, right? I'm not just gonna rant, and keep it as that. Number one is that if you find any form of racism, if you find anything, no matter if you're online or in person, just shut it down immediately. Expose them from what they are, and really just address it from within. If they don't have a particular reason, I'm sure it was just I'm sure it was just a way. I'm sure it was just something that they were just told for the form. They were just told, like, oh, don't ever do this and that around this group of people because of like, no, it's that's silly. It's like, why would, like, no, it's just silly. Like, every time I go to Manhattan, right? Because every time I go to Manhattan, I always see stairs, but nobody ever asks why. And I go to this gym right near my job, right? It's really close to my job, and predominantly it's heavily is white, a little bit of Asians, and somewhat black, probably like a small amount, and then there's me, a West African. like the 0.1%, just somewhere in the middle. But to be, I never really liked the idea of just forcing myself to live in a specific neighborhood, or I can't go to a specific country just because of the color of my skin. Like, that makes zero sense, and it's everywhere. Like, the darker your skin, it's such a big problem. I don't get why people just cannot seem to understand is that there are literally corporations out there. There are literally people making millions of dollars, billions of dollars, and they could they're not okay. To put it into simple terms, right? They're not your friends, they're not your allies, and they don't give a they don't care about you, right? I gotta watch out how I'm cursing, right? But this is meant to be unfiltered. I don't know. We'll see what. I don't know. We'll see when it gets uploaded. Hopefully everything goes smooth. Hopefully dates gets bypassed and that kind of stuff. But the most important thing I would say is that, not sure what was out on my microphone, but the most important thing I would say is that I don't want to drag this out for too long, right? Okay, we're almost 15 minutes in. But the most important thing we have to do is just be kind to one another. Because in reality, we don't have any enemies. Enemies does not exist. And if anyone's promoting the idea of segregation, racism, discrimination, immediately shut it down immediately. Don't associate yourself or affiliate yourself with that specific group of people. Even if it's out of kindness of your heart, if they show that level of, if they show they don't want any of us to be as well, that's fine, not a problem. We just find somebody that will and bring it into our group. That's it. That's it. You lead them in their little corner over there and let them do their business. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, in life, don't ever feel like you can ever do anything, and don't ever feel like you can't accomplish things just because of the color of your skin. Color of your skin, height, eye colors does not matter. I promise you, does not. That shit does not matter. I don't know where we get the idea that certain eye colors and height matters. Like, no, that's just a genetic thing. Unless you're exercising, eating the right nutrients, getting enough necessary vitamins in your body, you'll be fine. But if you eat like shit, you're gonna end up like shit. That's the most important thing as well. As you're doing the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it, everything will all come back together. What goes around always comes back around. Just always remember that. Alright, I'm gonna sign off here. Hopefully, this will be a good starting point to resurrect the old channel. And yeah, not much for me here, other than enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, y'all, racism is mid. Always remember that. Anytime someone shows them that, just give them a massive hard L. I forgot my slogan. It was like the grind doesn't stop until it stops. I'll see you around.